a couple people asking me to make a video about wrapping ski boards. I went with a brand new set. I got this set from SkiBoards online. They are the new KTPs. Well, they're the 2019 models, but they just dropped December 2019. But so they're fresh, never been ridden. Came back from a ski trip, they were in the mail. And I was like, boom. Some people on SkiBoards online on the forum had asked me to make a video because my other set of KTPs is vinyl wrapped. Maybe I have a picture of that. If I do, I'll put it up or pause for a second. And then you'll see a picture. I don't know. Anyway, so I went online and I thought, how could I wrap my new KTPs to make them dope? I found this company, vinylspectrum.com. I got this print vinyl and it looks like a Mexican serape. Oh yeah. Let's go through what you're gonna need besides something to wrap, in this case a ski board, vinyl wrap. I use painter's tape. You don't really need painter's tape, but I'll explain that in a second. A little squeegee. I get the kind that are wrapped in felt. They work a million times better. A lot of people use warm water and soapy, like a soapy warm water mixture. But I find on something this small, like you should be laying your vinyl down well enough to where you're not really bubbling it. And in the very rare case of a bubble, you can just pop it with a needle and lay it flat. I also have a pair of scissors from my kitchen, an X-Acto knife with no cap. Make sure you have the cap for yours. This is like an injury waiting to happen. First things first, what I use the painter's tape for, and this is actually kind of important. Holy shit, it is storming outside, which kind of stinks, but it's good because that means it's snowing on the mountain. I digress. So I take this, and in order to make this as efficient as possible, I always try to find ways to make sure that I'm wasting as little as possible, and this is a good one. So, take a little painter's tape, and I get it as close to the edge as I can, the thickest part of the board to the edge, and then get this other edge as close as I can. I give it about 2 millimeters of spacing, and then off the end I give it maybe about ½ centimeter. I know I'm using metric. If you don't know the calculation, keep up. It makes more sense, I swear. So this is, I guess, where I'll use my big scissors. But as you can see, footprinted, that piece of vinyl, specific for this. It's clean, so I don't re-clean it. And actually, I think what I was just thinking, what might work really well for these is if I did my ladies' rum springs in them, and then we could have matching ski boards, and we'd be like the gayest couple on the mountain, whatever. But she likes me, and I think she's pretty cute, so I'll keep her around. Not looking on this side, should be good. The good thing about laying on the other side is that it's a little bit larger, you know? But this stuff on this website is so cheap. It's priced so well that I was gonna get some custom vinyl made, Office Depot or Office Max or FedEx store or somewhere. It was gonna be like $90 to get custom vinyl that was big enough to cover the KTPs. And I was like almost gonna do it, because I was like, I just want them to be badass, you know, and I like custom stuff. But yeah, $90 is a lot of money for something that I can do from this company, and it cost me $9 for this wrap, for a length that's longer than this. But you can get 3 times as much for $20. So I was like, man, if I ever wanted to do it again, I could definitely do it again. But whatever. Basically, this is like the real moment of truth, where I try to lay this bad boy on here as straight as possible. Now, as you can see, I have the paper underneath and I pull it straight back, and I feel like this really helps me to eyeball the width. So I keep it on a these lines are very perpendicular with the board. That's important to me. So that's a thing. I don't know if it really works like that, and I'm just really eyeballing it really well. But as long as it seems to make sense, I'm okay with it. Okay, so I got the vinyl basically laid on. Now I'm gonna put it up to some light, catch reflections, and look for any little possible air bubbles. And I'm gonna roll them out with my felt and my felt tip squeegee. So you can hear them in there. I guess I don't even really have to see them. Just gotta push them out. But this is kind of a not super necessary phase, especially since I'm not using water. The biggest part about this is it doesn't adhere very well when there's water underneath, and you really want to get that water out before you let it sit, because it can actually do some damage. Everyone knows water is like the most caustic thing in the world. But after this, I mean, for me, I can just go through with a sewing needle and hit up any of these little spots if I really wanted to, or I could just leave them. I mean, this is just a protective layer, and one of the reasons I like it is because I can do something really custom, and I can change it a lot, and it doesn't take very long, and it looks really cool. Okay, so now that I got it as air bubbled out as I want to, one of the most, well, I think, besides being able to lay this thing straight, the most important step that you're gonna have is this next one, cutting off the vinyl. This is where an X-Acto knife comes in great handy, and I start in the middle actually, and I just work my way to the edge. I try to do it 45 degrees off the edge down, and I just slide it across. And if you feel it catch on something, that's okay. Just pull that piece away, and you have that one piece, set it off, find your spot and lead into it with a little bit of speed and momentum, and you can start it. Once you have it started, you can pull on that piece, do it again, just cut it up to the edge. So this is how it looks right now. Now, the trick is doing this on an ironing board. So this thing can handle all the heat in the world. It's an ironing board. I have a heat gun. You can do this with a hairdryer as well. It just takes a little longer. Now, most vinyl wrap out there actually adheres much better when heat activated. And this even has a little bit of a shrink to it, and you can really see it on the edges as you heat activate it, like tighten up to the top sheet. And I like to run it hot and then go over it with my finger, and I feel like the sets of boards that I have not done this to, definitely the vinyl peeled off on the mountain a lot quicker. So I just do it, I do it on high and I hit them up. That's why I use the ironing board. Okay, so once you have your vinyl laid how you want it, you go back to those, I don't know if you saw me put those little holes in, my main sets for my bindings, and I just slice those open with an X, and then I get an Allen key and my bindings, and then you set them up. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna throw a custom Revelate sticker on the back of this, put it like a little angle, call this board done. All right, guys, and that is a custom Revelate. Hope you enjoyed it.